the United States has never been particularly punctilious about holding to agreements that it's signed with other countries. It's always has always effectively invoked its exceptionalist tradition and saying, those were different times, those were different situations, and we've moved on. The United States has moved on. Now, to be fair, we could also say that this is a function of American politics. I'll give you an example. In 1994, the United States also signed the agreed framework with North Korea. And the Clinton administration, I do believe, intended to follow the provisions of that agreement. But when it brought that agreement to Congress, even though it agreed, even though it basically ratified that agreement, it did so under the understanding that North Korea was going to collapse in a couple of years. Basically, the Clinton administration said, well, don't worry about this so much, North Korea is going to collapse. So when it came to subsequent kind of follow-on agreements that were basically listed in the agreed framework, Congress balked and said it wasn't going to provide the money, for instance, to pay for the construction of 2 light water nuclear reactors. Now, you could say, yes, at one level, the United States basically violated that agreement. But to call it the United States would be a misnomer, because the administration was, I think, entirely willing to adhere to the agreement, but it was Congress ultimately that said no. And we have had any number of examples of administrations that have signed agreements that Congress has basically resisted. Now, if you multiply that by the additional consideration that we have changes in administration, so a Republican administration will say, well, we don't agree with the agreement that the Democratic administration signed. Well, then you have ample opportunities for the United States to renege on agreements, even without kind of invoking some larger exceptionalist tradition that it does on occasion as well.